everyone, and welcome back to the Walking Dead series by The Verdict's In. I'm your host, Nicole.
I'm Gary.
And today we're talking about The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live, Season 1, Episode 6, entitled The Last Time. It was written by Scott Gimple and Channing Powell, who heavily worked on the show, The Walking Dead, as well as this one, and then directed by Michael Satrazemis, who I pronounced wrong last week, I think. He's worked on the show as well. All right, Gary, we are coming back a little late after the Easter holiday, but what did you think of the episode?
I thought it was a pretty good episode, but from the beginning, I could tell that this was it. Just from the commentary and all that, the trying to be a little poetic. Like you say,
I hate when they try to get deep, like the talking like, this is it. We're the ones that have to do it. We're the ones that will make a change. Like, I don't know if those were the exact words. It was like,
it was something like that.
Up. Like, stop. If you're going to do it, do it. We don't have to have a speech every time you're about to do something.
But it had that feeling to it that this is it. I'm not sure if this is going to be it for like The Walking Dead as a whole. Mm-hmm. But this episode gave me that feeling that this is going to be it for the ones who lived.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say I thought the episode was okay. I did think it felt a little rushed. Like I'm glad there's only 6 episodes. I like these short seasons. It brought us back to, we turned on season 1, episode 1 on Netflix the other day and started watching that. So it did bring back the love of the show. It's just, I don't know, something about this episode, they just were the too many speeches and everything happened boom, from boom. I'm like, they're already there at the gate. We didn't even see them travel to the gate. And then, boom, next thing you know, they're telling you at the end, like, the CRC, and I'm like, what the heck is that? And then, like, just rambling off real quick fun facts, like, hey, the CRC tore everything down, we're changing things. Like, so it does show what they did worked, and there's going to be a better world out there. But then, boom, they're next with Judith and RJ, and then RJ, are you the brave man? Like, what are you talking about? Like, so, I don't know. It was just too quick. And then
moved a little too fast for you.
It was so fast. It was like, I thought at least it was going to be a longer episode. I just like, take your time and not with the bringing all these flashbacks of different little scenes. Like, it was okay, but it was not needed. If we're here watching this show, we're fans. We know the show. We know these flashbacks. It's not necessarily needed.
Okay.
Unless they were going to show me a flashback of a fake older Carl. I would have accepted that. You know? I would have somehow accepted that. And then it's like, where the kids come from.
Not coming back.
It's like they land and then all of a sudden just Judith and RJ only are there. Like, I'm like, I didn't even see anything else. I mean, I don't know. I was like, wait, who was watching the kids? Why were the kids just randomly right there? It happened so fast. Oh, well, no, she did pick up the radio. It did pick up that radio ahead of time. So she did say she was coming. But that's what I mean. It was so quick. Everything happened so quick. But not here to bash it. It was an okay episode. I would have liked a little bit more for the season finale. And I especially would have wanted a lot more if this is the last time we're seeing Rick and Michonne. Like, if there's going to be another season, that's fine. But if this was the last time that we're supposed to see them, then no, you guys had to give me more. Like, I want to hear the small talk of whatever they've been up to and seeing them cook dinner together.
The kids?
Yeah, I would have preferred that than whatever the conversation Rick and Michonne kept having. We got to be the ones to do it. Like, all that. Like, they said that like 3 times in that episode. But, all right.
They try to keep saying it in different ways.
Yeah, in different ways. I'm like, how many times are you going to say it? We get it. Y'all ain't leaving. We got it.
The episode was written by AI.
Yeah, yes. It was definitely ChatGPT. Somebody got a little lazy. Scott Gimple got a little lazy with the writing. And every time I think I don't have a chance of ever, like, writing for a show, like, it's episodes like these that go, Nicole, you can do this. Like, you can really do this. Like, stop doubting yourself.
This wasn't a bad episode.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. But it just, I need to stop doubting myself all the time. All right, so we get Rick and Michonne. They're getting on. We get some flashback scenes playing in the background. And it's like cut to Rick turns himself in. Now, what did you think of this plan of them turning himself in? Like, that was literally like the first minute of the episode, him turning himself in, and you hear the background of him and Michonne kind of discussing what they're going to do.
I'm just shocked they don't have a better protocol for this. it looks like he just walked up to the gate. You got too close to the gate.
Yeah, how are you all the way at the gate?
Right. Nobody ran out to lay you down.
Pat you down. How are you still standing?
Right. So I'm surprised they don't have a better protocol or a different protocol. But you're right. This did kind of move kind of fast. Cut to he's at the gate. Next scene, you see Michonne.
Yeah, because it kept going back and forth between like him and Michonne. I have written down Thorne, like he's happy to see Thorne, or Thorne's happy to see him, and he tells her like, "Hey, Dana helped. She saved my life by like pushing me out, but unfortunately she didn't make it." And it still didn't make sense how they got to Jadis's helicopter. Like I still don't get how that. Like I don't know. The lie was so quick and so not questioned at all. Like no follow-up questions were asked that I was surprised. Like not saying they should have doubted him, but it seems like it was just like, oh, cool, great, you're back.
Maybe they parked the helicopter at a distance and walked.
Yeah, but if those things are, if they're able to push a button and everyone knows within 300-mile radius where they are, it seems like the helicopters will also have like a GPS on them where you can easily know where it is.
Yeah, I can see that.
So Thorne to Rick, she said, I used to think giving up showed a lack of character, but now she knows it's a sign of strength. And she tells him they need to do things different than what Okafor did. And Rick tells her, like, show me the way.
That was too easy, my man.
Yeah. You just got back. No one questions it. And then they're like, come on, let's tell you everything.
Yeah, show me the way.
Right.
I had to pet him down. What are you working for, Rick?
I mean, I do get it with even later on with Bill saying, like, dang, you could have went off and did your own thing, but you came back. So maybe that does hint at a level of trust, the fact that he came back.
Yeah. I'd be skeptical, though. They came back all willy-nilly, just ready to learn. I don't know.
True. So we get Michonne. She makes it to Jadis's room. At the same time, we see Thorne brings Rick to Bill. And it's that whole, once again, conversation they sort of had already throughout the series of the show is we're the dead. Like, but he puts a different spin on it, which I liked it, but it was just like, wait, are we having this conversation again? Remember, we're not them. We're not them. Remember, like, early season 4 somewhere.
Yeah, but remember last week or last episode, I said that whatever this secret thing is, it better be worth it.
Yeah.
It better be no BS or
no
bullshit. Well, it kind of started off on that BS.
It did. Although I liked what he said to him when he was like, we're the dead ones, but the difference is they only kill for food or compulsion, like, but we're the sword. I mean, I kind of liked it, but it was just like, y'all doing a lot of talking and not saying anything. It's like when you don't have nothing else to say to someone and then you just start talking about random shit. Like
talking to riddles.
Yes, talking to riddles. I hate when shows talking riddles. I'm like, wait, why am I trying to dissect this conversation? Like, why are we saying we're the sword and all that other bullshit? Like, just say what it is that you have to say. Like, don't make it all philosophical. And I know people might be listening like, well, just because you're too dumb. Like, well, maybe. I don't know. Call it everyone call it. All I'm saying is just come at me straight here. When we're talking about getting rid of lives, killing people, you can't talk in riddles to me. You got to give it to me straight up. You can't be like, because we're the sword.
It seemed like it took Rick a little while to get it.
Yeah. And this is what we got to do. Like, no, you're telling me we're going to have to kill people. Give it to me straight. All right. So Michonne's having trouble finding the evidence that Jadis said she has. And I was like, oh, Jadis lied to her. That would have been a better thing. I was like, Jadis lied. Yeah. She just wanted her to go crazy or wanted them to go back in hopes that they might get caught. But finally, she finds it in her dog artwork. Has all this shit about Rick and everything where he's from. And Michonne rips it up.
Yeah, have information on Michonne.
Yeah.
Like, Jadis was a real life snitch.
Real life. And has zero life. Like, why are you doing all this? Like, if you, once again, it was not needed. Like, if you didn't trust Rick that much, why'd you even bring him to the community? Especially if it's something you believed in so much. Why even bring him?
Yeah, it didn't make any sense.
But an officer comes in, and it looks like no one locks doors. Apparently, there's no locks on doors.
Yeah, the door was locked.
Then how did she just get in?
It seemed like it took the officer a little while to get in. Like, you saw a little jiggling like she was unlocking the door.
Oh, so she had a key to Jadis's room.
That's what it seemed like.
Okay. Well, Michonne has to put her down quickly.
Yeah, I keep forgetting about Michonne's skills.
Yeah.
You know, you see her on the walkers, but you know she can handle herself with anybody.
Yeah. Although at the same time, it's like, why did the lady come in the room? If you knock on someone's door and they don't answer, you just assume they're not there. You don't go, well, let me just unlock their door and come in.
Well, she knew somebody was in there.
Oh, yes, because she did put the paper there and felt her foot, Michonne's foot at the time, stop the paper.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you for that. All right, so Bill has Rick put his weapons down and tells him to reflect on his life like this. Reflect on his life because before this, because everything is before this, but before he's about to tell him what he tells him. And his life will change after he tells him what he tells him. And after he told him what he told him, I'm like, my life did not change not one bit.
Not one bit. Why he make him take off his hand?
Yeah, what was the whole point of all that? But he does ask him, which is funny because I brought it up last week or the week before. Whenever I mentioned like Carl's almost rape and how that had to be scary, they bring that scene up because he goes, "What's the worst thing you've ever did to make sure someone else survived?" And Rick says he killed a man with his teeth. And later on, he says it's because it was to protect his son. I was like, oh my gosh, that scene is memorable because remember when we watched that scene, it was big. It was a big deal at the time. Well, Bill says, I've told 2,533 people this, what I'm about to tell you, the Echelon briefing, and no one has ever been like you, Rick. Like, you're very different from anyone else that I've already told this to.
When he said this, I was on edge a little bit. I was like, oh, man, he's on the Rick. He knows Rick is up to something. Mm-hmm. But the further he went, I'm like, maybe he don't. So I like how they did this scene. You know, it kept you like a emotional balance.
Right. I get it. And we're going back and forth. So, because at the same time, the next scene is a flashback to Rick and Michonne. They're in bed and they're planning their break-in. And then even in this flashback, there's another flashback of them like fighting the governor, like just kind of showing you some old villains.
Yeah.
Which once again is not needed. Like if we're here watching The Ones Who Live, we've watched all of The Walking Dead for sure.
It feels like they were trying to wrap up the series. Like they're on to something new.
Yeah, but then we got Dead City and we got the Daryl show, and I'm guessing Fear. I think Fear did finish or is about to finish.
About to finish. This is their last season.
And then Bill tells Rick his military journey. I didn't even write all that bullshit down because it was a lot of talking once again. Like, this is how I started off. All I wrote is Bill told him his military journey.
Right. But he did say one thing that was interesting. Mm-hmm. You know, his story is like old boys when he said that he didn't save his family in order to protect something else.
Oh, yeah.
So they had somewhat of similar stories.
Okay, there's a difference of, like, not being able to protect your family to save somebody else. Like, but you didn't not protect your family. You killed your family in order to save someone else. And at what point is, like, helping the greater good? Like, at what point is it like, yes, kill one person, save 1,000. But at what point are we going to keep using that argument?
You know, he had to kill the family because they knew he wasn't shit.
Yeah. he wanted to start anew.
Right. He had to take out everyone who knew him before.
Yep. His before story. Yeah. So he can reinvent himself.
Yeah. Smart man.
Yeah. Well, Michonne's undercover. We get another flashback of her, Carl, Judith. I don't even understand where that flashback fit in this story, part of the story, but
I'm hearing some animosity in your voice.
No, I mean, you know, I love this series. This is probably, though, out of the 6 episodes, this is probably my least favorite. And I don't know if it's because if it was like an episode 5 or if there was another episode after this, I wouldn't be judging it so harshly. But since it was like the finale, it was like y'all trying to rush too much and then stop trying to pull emotions out of me. If you do the work, the emotions will come. But when you're like trying to manipulate me, I don't like that. Like showing flashbacks here and there, showing, you know, I'm like, don't just do the work itself. And if I get emotional, I'll get emotional. So anywho, he's talking about bombing the cities, clearing the disease vectors, and they talk about Pittsburgh and Philly and how he sacrificed Pittsburgh by saving Philly. And he said the first secret, the most likely outcome of all of this is we're going to die.
Yeah.
And once again, if you think we're all gonna die anyways, then why even, like, is this worth it? Like, is this worth killing all these people if you think it probably won't even work, we're all gonna die? Might as well share whatever resources you can and say, yo, we got about 10 years left in this.
Well,
bitch.
he was saying eventually.
He said later on, he says, we have 14 years left on this earth.
Right.
You're doing all this for 14 years?
Well, he was saying if they don't do anything, if they don't take action right now.
I thought it implied we have 14 years left. Right. Yeah, you're right. Okay, but then how much of killing is it going to bring? At each sector they kill, what is that going to bring in? 6 months? Extra 6 months, extra 3 months of life? Like, to me, the resources should have been spent on killing, you guys saying the dead, there's so much dead that it's killing all of our natural resources. Then why are you bombing people that can help you kill the dead? Why don't you guys go out there and that should be just your thing every day, bombing and killing the dead so they can stop messing with your natural resources. Anywho, I mean, I don't know anything about like city planning and all that, but I would think that would have been a better decision than just killing random people. All right, so at that same time while Rick is getting his echelon briefing, Michonne is sitting in on this child program thing where it's the N1W child program. We get, once again, flashbacks of Rick and Michonne. And scenes going back and forth. So it's going back and forth to Michonne and to Rick. 14 years, blah, blah, blah. The CRM destroys communities for resources. 10% of the children saved, but the community will be destroyed. What did you think of this?
It's still not enough for me. It's not enough for this to be the top secret. This is what we're going to do. Well, maybe it should be secret because not a lot of people are going to agree to this. Like, okay, I'll let you kill me as long as you get the kids out of here. So maybe this does need to be a secret.
Yeah, it didn't feel like that big of a secret. I don't know. I mean, yes, it's wrong. You can't just let that be open knowledge that you're killing a lot of people and saving a couple out of there. I don't know. It just still wasn't big enough of a secret to that they've been, talking about the echelon briefing this whole season and this is it.
And if you think about it, it's kind of creepy that they're trying to save the kids, certain kids so they could like repopulate. Like who's going to these grown men are going to repopulate with these children?
Or maybe the children will repopulate when they get older. But if that's the point, if you're saying there's only 14 years, why save the 10% of the kids? You're saying, oh, maybe they might be the future this, the future that. But if that's the case, these adults that you could be killing could be the future of something. They can be they might have ideas. Some of these
adults have kids.
And some of these adults have kids. You're now killing the parent.
I wouldn't want my kid in this creepy place. It just gave me creepy vibes.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, just take me and my kids out.
Yeah, just take us out. We're done. And then also, are they looking at this from just a U.S. standpoint by saying the U.S. is gonna be destroyed? Like, can they not go to another continent or anything?
Well, I think they have to look at it from that standpoint. And people who like to conquer, they like to conquer like specific areas, specific regions. They don't want to have to deal or get into a real fight trying to conquer somewhere where somebody's going to protect it.
Yeah, it just
right now here in the U.S. they have all the firepower that we know of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it just seems like all these bombs and everything else they could have easily used to fight the dead. And then we should see a lot of farming going on. Just constant farming. Once you clear that land, that's farming land. Keep clearing more land, and just keep farming and building and growing. Like, I don't wonder whose thought was like, nah, let's not do that. Let's kill people instead. Like, yeah. Why?
Instead of having these people work on farming and everything, like, they are farming on the inside, but it's not enough.
Yeah.
But instead of having these people work on this or be on the inside, do painting, doing dilly squash or nothing.
Yeah.
Let's have them out here. Let's have a whole land. They start farming and we send people out there to protect them or something.
Yeah, and teaching electrical work, teaching all skills that could be very useful for innovation for the future. I just don't even get how we got to killing was the idea, and everyone 2,000 people were like, "Yep, that sounds about right. I guess that's what we got to do." Like, I don't know. All right, so Beale tells Rick, "Next we destroy Portland." We get a flashback again of Rick and Michonne in bed, and she's like, "We don't leave people behind." Yeah. And at the same time, then it goes back to the present, and Bill's saying, "Yeah, we'll continue to destroy." And then we get a flashback again, and they say, "If something happens, you talk to me on the walkie." And that's when the walkie makes a noise. And Michonne tries to leave. She leaves the briefing because she's just too pissed off.
I wonder what did he say to Thorne to make her think it's just such a good idea?
Yeah, like Thorne heard this message and was like, "Okay, this is yeah, I'm down for that."
Yeah, like this is the best idea right here. Yeah,
this is the best plan. I don't get how 2,000 people heard this plan and was like, "Yep." You know what I mean? No one questioned it. No one said anything. Were they that scared of their own life that they're like, "Okay, just say yeah, because at least it's not me"? Like,
no, Thorne was actually believing it.
Yeah, Thorne became she drank the Kool-Aid. She was completely. Remember, she was like,
before. There gotta be more to the story that he may have told her.
Yes. What exactly did they tell you? Yeah. Well, Beale tells Rick he might be the next leader, which maybe we will come back in a second season, and Rick is now over the CRC.
Maybe
CRM is gone. Because I'd be fine with just showing the show rebuilding and finding walkers and maybe small little people who want to do their own thing. No more big villains. Maybe just a little villain here and there. But I would be fine with the rebuilding and really rebuilding, and all that. But
yeah.
He tells me he might be the next leader. He came back when he could have went anywhere, and I was thinking, you fool, because he's still talking like, damn, you came back. Yeah. Well, I get what he's saying. He's like, man, you could have went anywhere, but you came back. And it made me think that they would have probably never looked through Jadis' shit.
And that's what I'm talking about, like emotional roller coaster.
Yeah.
How the things he's saying could go either way.
Yeah.
Like, I don't trust you. I have to kill you because he already took his weapons.
Yeah, why take your weapons off to hear the story?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't make any sense for them to have taken the weapons off just to tell us that story.
And then he doesn't even have security either.
They tried to make it look like it could go either way.
Yeah. And he said, who's the person who's closest to you, died and all this? And he said, my son. And he said, but you couldn't save him in the end. I'm like, man, if you don't get the fuck out of here, that would get you beat up right then and there. And he tells him he can finally bring his friends and his family here and keep them safe. I'm taking that chance on you.
And I still didn't believe him.
I didn't either. Because if that's the case, why didn't y'all been let me bring my friends and family here? Yeah. I would think you would try to execute them in front of me if I brought them here. That's what I would like. If you're killing these people, but oh no, my friends and family, you wouldn't do that to them. No, I wouldn't trust it at all. And that's when he says the next world will begin. And then once again, that sword, the sword that kills is a sword that brings life. Swear on the sword.
That stolen sword. What
kind of weird cult shit is this? Swear on the sword? I'm not swearing on no damn sword. It sounded very cultish. It had to be. I don't know. Maybe if Rick did swear on the sword, maybe he would have, I don't know, transformed. Something might have happened.
Yeah, it's another universe where he would have.
Yeah, because
like maybe if he wouldn't have met, not met, but if Michonne wouldn't have found him.
Oh yeah, but no, I'm actually going into, could it be some type of weird mind trick voodoo thing? Like if he swore on the sword. Like, you know how people always be like...
They just say the mummy. Yeah. Like, if he swore the sword of a dark spirit.
Like some weird shit like that. Because Thorne was drinking the Kool-Aid. All these 2,000 people that knew about it, they obviously drank the Kool-Aid. And then, like, you always hear, like, I don't know, like, the people talk about the Illuminati. Like, they gave their soul away. They sold their soul to the devil. Like, what if there is some weird thing that, like, I don't know, there's walkers. So, what if it does... make you, like, once you swear on the sword, you believe.
I'm not going that far.
Okay. Well, Bill realizes Rick's true allegiance. They fight. They're talking once again. How are you fighting and talking?
You notice what happened? They had a flashback about him saying, I can look at your eyes and tell.
Yeah.
Remember? Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, he caught on.
Yeah.
Like, oh, no.
Oh, no. He's like, oh, no. But Rick threw his sword at him. And then sure enough, they're talking while they're fighting. I hate when there's talking while fighting. Like, you're out of breath. You just concentrate on fighting. He goes, I never lost my son. I lost myself. And I was like, wait, what? Why did Rick say that? You did lose your son. But once again, trying to be philosophical here. He brought me back. My wife brought me back. We're not dead. And then he kills Bill. I don't know. I don't know how I feel. Like, once again, it was too philosophical, too much talking.
Yeah, they put too much cut on it.
Yeah. And then Rick calls Thorne, tells her they will meet later, doing a job for Bill. And I didn't see why he needed to call her at all. Like, he didn't even need to call her at that point.
He probably was trying to throw her off his tracks. Like, send her in one direction so he could have time to, I guess, chop him up and put him in a box.
Okay. Well, when they're on the elevator, I really like this elevator scene. Because you see Rick, and he's kind of breathing hard. And then you see the soldier next to him. He's breathing hard before he even looks down and sees the blood. Or did he see the blood out of the corner of his eye? Like, he was breathing really hard.
Yeah, he was.
I can't be around people if we're suspicious of each other all the time. Like, no one should have been suspicious of anything. You know what I mean? Why was the soldier suspicious of Rick?
And why did he look down before he get out the elevator?
Yeah, and then look down at the last minute to see the blood. Like, I guess he wanted to confirm the blood was there.
No, he's being nosy.
But then at the same time, you see blood and y'all know y'all kill people. So what? If there's a little blood, okay, he must have killed somebody. Let me mind my damn business is what I would have thought.
Yeah.
But Rick fights the soldier, kills him, and then just then, of course, Michonne makes it to that same spot. They connect, and they say they have to stop them because they can stop them. Once again, I hated it. Like, I hate that language. I don't know how else to describe it. I don't like it.
Hold up. Did they say those exact words?
That's what I have written down. They have to stop them. Wait, they connect and they say they have to stop them. And I think one of them said, we have to stop them. And the other one was like, because we can stop them. I was over at this point. So I just wrote it down. I didn't even say who said what. But I was like, man, if y'all stop with this bullshit, like, make it real. If it was me, y'all be like, Gary, let me tell you what the fuck they were talking about. They're crazy. They are crazy. Like, it would have been a little bit more like, it wouldn't have been like a perfect little, we gotta stop them. Like, do you know what they're doing? Like, blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, it would have been a little more frantic. Like, they're crazy. Yeah. I probably like, let's get out of here. And then you could have been like, no, Nicole, we can't get out of here without doing something. Like, fuck, you're right.
Yo, I would never say that.
I ain't never going to be the hero. Never. I'm just trying to escape.
Yo, let's go.
Like, let's go. They really crazy up in here. But I would have liked a little bit more conversation, like, of that caliber versus, like, we got to stop them because we can stop them. It was just weird. I can't describe it either way. Okay, so Rick tells Michonne they can just go, which I'm like, I appreciate. He's like, yo, we can just go. Like, I'm over it, you know? But Michonne says they can't just walk away.
Michonne's dedicated and determined.
She drank some other Kool-Aid, the opposite Kool-Aid that Thorne drank.
Not to go back to those kids. like she's just tired of raising them.
She's tired of raising them. She's like, what? We ain't going back yet.
She's living life right now.
And Rick says he thinks about the time he missed from his kids and just wants to go back. And I did get that. Like, damn, like, I might die here. I just want to go back now at this point. Well, they booby-trapped the bombs. Thorne is suspicious. I don't get why. Because she sees Rick's arm there. Like, he left it, like, there.
Well, she's already suspicious because he told her to meet him somewhere, and he wasn't there. So that's a red flag right there. So remember, she said, Rick, what are you up to?
Oh, no. She didn't tell him she'd meet him somewhere. She said, he said, we'll meet later. I'm doing something for Bill. But then right before she went and saw the arm, she did go back to where Bill had been killing those walkers when him and Rick first met. Remember,
I thought it was in different order. I thought she went back there first, and then she went looking for him because she said, Rick, what are you up to? And then she went looking for him.
I don't know. Maybe. You may be right.
No, that's what happened.
Okay.
So she found the arm afterwards.
Yes, yeah. She found the arm after she went to where Bill had been fighting those walkers through the gate.
Right.
Yes, that's what I was saying. So she went there first, I guess, to see Bill, because she was probably just going to say hey to Bill.
No, that's where Rick told her to beat him at. Because he said Bill went to go do something else. He
said, Bill sent me to do something else. I'll meet up with you later.
I don't know. Let's put it on.
All right, we're going to put it on, y'all. All right, y'all, we wrote the tape. And,
we wrote the tape. Nicole's right for once.
For once. You know when somebody was right and they can't even admit.
That's why she's so happy. She's so happy to admit.
Man, I was so happy because I'm like, man, finally we got it on record. Man, you know how many times I be right and we just don't be recording? Shit. I'm glad about this one. Yeah, he's silent now. All right, let's move on.
well, let's go. Let's talk about the scene because you were still wrong.
No, I wasn't wrong. Okay, so he after he killed Bill. He told Thorne that Bill went to go kill the walkers or go to the woods, right, to be alone before the summit. And he goes, he sent me on an assignment. I'm gonna go do something else. She went to the woods, I guess, to meet up with Bill herself or talk to Bill. She saw that he wasn't there, which to me shouldn't have raised alarm bells. It should have been like, oh, I missed him, or he ain't even here yet. Or it would, to me, why does that automatically raise alarm bells?
I mean, it's a red flag for her to go because Rick said he wanted to be alone, didn't he?
Yeah. He said, he wanted to be alone before the summit.
Yeah, he wanted to be alone before it. So he wants to be alone before it. So you go see him
anyways.
See if he's there.
Yeah.
But before she left, she did say, well, what are you up to, Rick?
Yeah, she did say that. To herself. Yeah. So we get Michonne and Rick. They booby trap the bombs. We already mentioned that. Thorne is suspicious. Michonne says she should be scared, but she's not because she's with him. And that's when he gives her sword. And I don't know, something about him giving her sword.
What's that, her sword?
It looked like it, or it was a sword. It didn't hit the same because remember when she was supposed to escape, when they were supposed to escape together, he gave her sword then. So, I was like, wait, how did he get the sword back again? That night they were supposed to escape at the river.
Yeah, I know. I thought she gave him another sword, or...
I don't know how many swords are just laying around.
Yeah, because how did he get the sword back?
Yeah. And it wasn't like the sword that Bill had. This was like a katana type sword that Michonne had.
Right.
So I don't know. When he gave it to her, I don't know if it was supposed to hit, but it didn't hit for me because I'm like, wait, you already did that 2 episodes ago. But Thorne realizes Rick and Michonne are connected because we get another flashback of him talking about yo, you got to be the one to bring her in. Think I'm emotional about it. And all I thought this whole time was duh, did you not know that they were connected? I knew she thought they were just friends, but it was clear they were closer than friends, or that they were serious friends.
What are you talking about when she finally ran into him?
No, it's before she runs into him. She having flashbacks of Rick telling her when Michonne first came and said, hey, you got to be the one to bring her in. And I don't know. It was it was supposed to be her alarm bells going off oh shit.
Yeah, it's supposed to be an aha moment.
Yeah, but it wasn't for me. But maybe because I'm on the out, I'm on the inside looking out or whatever. So they both lead the soldier walker and the Bill walker out opposite directions. And you do see the cool plan and everything is going according to plan.
Yeah, everything's going perfect.
But then Thorne pops up, tells him to turn around.
Yeah, which is crazy because Thorne is everywhere.
Yeah.
They have no evidence about anything.
Anything whatsoever. And
you know what the craziest part of that is? Like you said, why would she automatically think that Rick is the problem when she said, what are you up to, Rick? Just because Bill wasn't there.
Bill wasn't there, right.
When everyone else was at the little whatever. At the summit.
Right.
When she looked out the window, she saw everyone at the summit.
She should have just been oh, I probably missed him. He probably already went to the summit.
Right.
And first of all, you should never went there when he already told you he wanted to be alone.
Yeah, it's a couple of things.
Yeah.
But nothing that she thought of or that happened should have led her to where Rick and Michonne was.
Right. I agree. So she gets him. She has him at gunpoint, tells him to turn around and walk back inside and undo what they just did. And once again, I was like, how do you know they did something? I don't know. How do you know they're not sneaking? Oh, I guess she knows they did something, but I don't know.
Well, she knows they're sneaking off. They have the bags. She said drop the bags first.
Yeah. So the whole place blows up. And I was like, oh, that was easy. Like, their problem's over. But then Thorne somehow comes out unscathed. Like, I don't even get how she survived it.
Yeah, she survived with a mask on. With one of the gas masks.
Uh-huh. And later on, like right before she dies, she passes Rick the gas mask. I was like, what the hell? If she was this mad at Rick, wouldn't she keep... I don't know. It made more sense if he took that gas mask off her face because she died. But for her to take it off her own face and hand it to him...
Hand it to him, yeah. No, it's not going down like that with me.
Right.
You got to pry that off my face.
Yeah, you have to pry it off my dead fingers, off my dead face, because I ain't giving it to you. But Rick fights Thorne. She says, you destroyed their chance. He destroyed the whole world.
Yeah, she was too invested.
Yeah. He destroyed the whole world. Y'all killing people, and you talking about he destroyed the whole world.
Yeah.
And then just then, he starts getting attacked by walkers, and he's, like, overrun with walkers. Did you think Rick was going to die in this moment?
Rick should have died in that moment. I've never seen that many walkers attack one person on The Walking Dead, and they survived.
Glenn.
No, but Glenn crawled under the trash can.
Yeah, but Glenn was surrounded with walkers.
Yeah, but Rick was, like, in the midst of it. It was like a mosh pit.
Yeah.
Like, Rick was in there.
I thought the walker that popped out, like, when it blew up, I thought that was Rick that rode down. I was like, oh, there goes Rick. And I was like, wait.
Rick blew up.
I didn't know it blew up. I just thought he, like, jumped. I thought it was, like, a walker that jumped. I mean, I thought it was Rick that jumped, but it was a walker that popped from the fire or whatever. But I just also wonder where he got that grenade from. Just random little tricks and snicks up his
on his uniform.
costume. Yeah, uniform.
But who did you say was most likely to die? I said Thorne, or you said Thorne?
You said Thorne.
Okay, by Michonne. I said Thorne.
Yeah, you
by
said
Michonne.
Thorne by Michonne. You did. I
Okay.
said Rick, which I should have known. Yeah, they didn't have the guts to do it. Not that we wanted them to do it. Michonne kills Thorne. And then literally the next comment is CRC overthrows the CRM. It just went by so quickly.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't, it was just a little announcement overhead. And
the explosion was too fast for me.
yeah.
It's like once the bombs went off, everybody died.
Yeah. Except for
Thorne. And Rick and Michonne.
Yeah.
Like, they were just hiding up under a piece of plastic.
Yeah, it was like water. I don't know if they had that plan, because they were like, she's like, just a few more minutes. So just wait a little bit longer. And maybe that was in their bags, gas mags. I don't know what was in their bags that Thorne made them put down. But, yeah, she's like, just a few more minutes. Let's lay down or whatever. But so Rick and Michonne are reunited with Judith and RJ. And they did keep the same characters. Judith looks so much older. Like, she still looks like the same height almost. But
Well,
she looks
she's a little
older.
taller.
She looked a little taller. She's probably hasn't gone through her full growth spurt. But she did look older in the face. You can tell she's older. And RJ looked older too. And he still seemed so shy. So.
Well, you don't know that dude.
Yeah. Are you the brave man? He said, you're the brave man. And then sure enough, in my head, I was like, Rick should say, you can call me dad. And then, at first he was like, yes, I am. And then after a while, he was like, but maybe you can call me dad. I was like, I called it. I mean, this is all internally. I didn't say anything out loud, but I just knew when he said, you're the brave man, he was going to say, you can call me dad. And then RJ has Rick's hat. And I'm like, it's a little too, like, cutesy wootsy, This hat has been everywhere, everything, and it's like it looks like it's still brand new.
So what did you like about the episode?
I like that they finally got home to their kids. I like that they were able to overthrow the CRM. I do like it, even though it happened so fast. I do like the fact that that's done.
That's a one and done.
Yeah, that's one and done. And none of that we don't need big villains like that. This was a villain that felt like it was impossible. The Saviors almost felt impossible to kill, but then not really, because y'all could have just left town. The CRM really did feel like an impossible because of their reach. Like, they have helicopters. They can reach anywhere.
Yeah.
They randomly kill you without even letting you know that they have a problem with you.
But that's why I was hoping we would get more seasons.
Okay.
Because there's so many ways they could have went pretty far with this.
Yeah. I'm glad it's like one and done. Like, I would like to see them rebuild, That's what I would like to see. But all right, before we get into I Ain't Fair Shit for the last episode, and we are going to be doing an episode recap next week sometime, you guys. So send in your thoughts, anything from the whole season,
Yeah,
or
we're gonna
even
do a season recap
from the whole season recap, or even stuff from like earlier seasons, or bring in earlier shows if it relates to this season. We want to hear from you, dead@theverdictsin.com. But we do have an email today from Raw.
Oh, hey, Raw.
Hey, Raw, we haven't heard from you in a while, so good to hear from you. I want to read this while it's fresh. All right. The Ones Who Live has been a pretty good show. The only gripe that I have with the show is that there should have been 2 more episodes. It felt a little rushed. I agree. I think I like all of the episodes equally. Going to have to go back through and rewatch. Same. I love the callbacks on the last episode, appropriately called The Last Time. But hopefully not the last time we see our peeps. The best callback was when Michonne picked up the stuffed animal, which was a rabbit. The first episode of The Walking Dead, when the little girl picked up the stuffed bear. The hidden visual is the little girl had on rabbit slippers. I'm glad you bring this up, Rob. Because I thought that scene was crazy. I thought it was weird. Like the stuffed animal stayed there for a while. People just kept passing by. And then finally Michonne picks it up. And then someone comes up to her and was like, give me that stuffed animal. Like, I don't know. Took the stuffed animal. Like, y'all are being weird. Y'all got stuffed animals for these kids when you're literally killing their parent. And then do you think a stuffed animal is going to soothe them? You know, it's not.
Oh, there you go. Going deep again.
It's not, because what do you guys have all these stuffed animals? You're talking about limited resources. Well, then stop wasting it on stuffed animals. Like, come on. There could have been other stuff that you did with it. But
that's a good callback.
That is, yeah.
We just watched the first episode.
Yeah, we did. We just watched the first episode. Yeah. Which I wrote on Twitter and probably Facebook that Morgan coined the term walkers because he's the one that called them walkers first. And unless because if the media had been calling them walkers, then that would have been a universal term.
Well, Morgan is the first person we heard say it. And it could have been a local media calling it.
Oh, like walkers. A local Atlanta media?
Yeah. I don't know if Morgan coined the term.
Yeah.
But we do know that's the first person we heard say it.
Yes, on the very first episode. All right, Raw continues. Also loved when President Rick Grimes was being interrogated / interviewed by General Beale. Was a callback of when they got to Alexandria. Yes, when Diana, interviewed them. I like that.
And that's what I was saying. It almost felt like an interrogation also.
Yeah.
That it felt like it could go either way. Whether it felt like he knew something, but then it felt like he was giving Rick his props. Mm-hmm. Then it felt like, I don't know whether he's giving Rick his props because he's about to do something.
I feel like they underutilized Terry O'Quinn because, I don't know, that's John Locke. They only had him in for like 3 episodes. Very quick amount of time. I don't know. He's such a big actor. It seems like they could have did more with him. Okay. Another one of my favorite things of the series is Rick Grimes can fight now. Our guy can kick some butt. I just love when General Beale knew it was a wrap for him. He was like, damn, Okafor, right. He was so mad. Still no Struggle Braids or Silas. Wait, I don't remember Silas. I remember Is Silas Struggle Braids? No, Heath is Struggle Braids.
Yeah, Heath.
I guess they're just gone, maybe eaten by walkers, never to be seen again.
Right.
I'm hoping for a season 2. There are still so many stories they can tell with all the communities merging now. And of course, Rick will be the president of the world of walkers. I go to Comic-Con this year, so hopefully I'll find out something soon. Ooh, have fun at Comic-Con.
Yeah, have fun. And yeah, Struggle Braids better come back in another season or another series because, we need closure.
Yeah.
We need closure. We haven't seen a walker going around with those braids.
Right. So show us something. And I just want to see now that Rick is back. Can we get them back all together? Like him learn everything that's happened, all the people that we've lost since he's left. Here, like I just want to hear them like talk about the different stories and maybe even Carol Daryl's not there. Say like where Carol and Daryl are and Rosita's baby's like 2 or 3 years old now and Jerry and his wife and their kids and maybe Ezekiel found love somewhere.
So do you think they're going to come back with The Walking Dead? Or you think they would do this with the ones that live, just to let it be season 2?
The ones that live is season 2 with now we're seeing like Commonwealth after, like Jerry, Ezekiel. Maybe. I wouldn't mind that, but no, I really want to still see more closure with Rick and Michonne. Like, we've seen them fighting so much. Can we just see them, even if they're a background character, and we see them in a second, like, oh, hey, that Michonne and Rick, and they're walking with the kids, and Michonne's pregnant. I think Chantel or Jiminy wrote that Michonne definitely got pregnant during this reunion.
I don't know. 8 years, so Rick probably shooting blanks.
I don't know how old is Rick.
It was like 8 years, right?
Yeah, it's been 8 years. I don't know. It might be. It might not be appropriate for them to be having baby. I mean, I'm not age shaming or anything of when you choose to have a child, but it may be a little bit more dangerous, especially in the world that they live in without limited resources.
It's already dangerous for them to have kids in this world. But I was just saying, it's been 8 years for Rick. Nah. Rick's not having any kids.
All right. Walking Dead, Dead City are currently doing casting calls. They will be shooting in the Boston area from April through July for any of the verdicts and listeners that may want to try to be a walker. Oh, that's cool.
That is cool.
Glad you're still doing the show. I have a lot of catching up to do. Also, I'm sure Chantel has been on point with just about everything she said. Since she's a Walking Dead writer, LOL. Take care, verdicts, right. And best regards, Raw. Thank you, Raw.
Thank you, Raw.
Yeah, we're hoping Chantel can join us, hopefully maybe next week, or just give us some feedback. We do have some letters from her from earlier in the seasons that missed it at the time of the episode. So next week, we want to be doing all listener letters, anything that we've seen, any theories, anything. And then we rewatch. I might come out with this a different perspective. Typically, we do watch the episode twice, but we didn't watch this one twice. So maybe once we watch the season as a whole and just, kind of like binge this whole season, I might come back next week and like, oh, it wasn't that bad. I was tripping. Change things. Yeah, it might change things.
Well, no, this episode was it the best episode?
Yeah.
So you're right about that, but I think it was a little better than okay.
Yeah. I mean, I think still to my favorite, and we can do an official like number or whatever, or ranking, is the one that Michonne did. Like when her and Rick.
That was a good one.
That was so good.
Yeah.
So good. And last week when they ran into the people and she took her snacks back. That was funny. I liked it. So all right, thanks, Raw. And remember, dead@theverdictsin.com or whatever email you have for us, send it in. We will check all emails. Just hit us up. Gary, we're not going to, of course, do Most Likely to Die, but we will do I'm Fearing Shit for the season finale. Who do you got?
I don't know. Probably Thorne. Thorne just did all that investigating for nothing. I don't know. No, you know what? I can't give it to Thorne. She was just being nosy.
Yeah.
It would have to be Rick. Yeah, because Rick killed the big guy.
He killed the big guy. Yeah, didn't know what was going to happen.
And he killed another big guy.
Yeah, yep. Had to kill another one. Just like you're minding your business in an elevator and then boom, you might have to kill somebody.
And although Michonne came back, she was supposed to be gone already. Mm-hmm. Although she came back, I still can't give it to her. I have to give it to Rick.
Oh, yeah. Was that part of the plan? Because she was like she looked like she wasn't, like her job was supposed to leave after that.
Yeah, after she tore up the letter, got to it, she was supposed to leave. Okay. And they were supposed to meet at a point, but Rick said, if I'm not there, just go without me.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I respect Michonne for, coming back, but at the same time, I can't trust you if you cannot stick to the plan. Like, we have a plan. You got to stick to
the plan.
You got to stick to the plan. Because what if Rick had another way to escape, and he finally gets to the meeting point, and then Michonne's not there, and he's like, fuck, I thought she was going to be meeting me here.
Michonne's not there. She's in there watching the movie.
She in there doing some other bullshit. Like, stick to the plan. That's all I'm saying. I'm a plan sticker. You stick to the plan. Unless you can't. But this was not a can't. This was I didn't want to.
Yeah, it's never a can't with Michonne.
Yeah.
Like, she escaped. She's right there. And if she don't see Rick, it's like Rick got her dickmatized. Yeah. If she don't see Rick, she's not leaving.
Yeah, I you think I'm about to try to date again in this world? Nah, she's like, I'm getting my man back. So, all Yeah, Iron Fairy shit, I'm going to give it to Rick, too, because, he killed the big man, killed John Locke, killed bigger man that was in the elevator that was nervous for whatever weird reason.
Yeah, they did too much with that scene.
Yeah. I mean, there's been a couple elevator scenes in different shows that we watched recently, and every time I see an elevator scene now, I just think of, like, Captain America. Is it Winter Soldier? Like, everyone wants their Captain America Winter Soldier, and you just can't always get it. But there was something we watched it was Halo. If y'all have not watched Halo, good show. We watched it. But they had, like, a little elevator scene, and I always just think, like, oh, we about to have a Captain America moment, but it never hits the same as Captain America. So just stop trying, y'all. But no, it was a good episode. It was good. It was not the best, but it was good. But that is all we got. Until next week, we will have to hear from you guys. Remember, hit us up via email or Twitter or Facebook, wherever you got. And we'll have to hear your thoughts from the whole season. You can do anything, old, new, thoughts, theories, anything. All right, until then, I'm Nicole.
I'm Gary.
Bye.